Hey everyone! Welcome back to the English Learning Podcast, the place where your English grows naturally with every conversation. I'm your host, Brain.
And I'm Anna. We're so excited you're here today because we've got something powerful to talk about, something that could completely change how you learn English.
That's right. The title says it all. English is easy, just start talking. And yes, we really mean it. English becomes easier the moment you stop overthinking and just begin speaking.
Exactly. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need a huge vocabulary. You just need to start. Even with simple words, even with small sentences, if you talk, you grow.
You know, Anna, I remember a student who used to say, "Brain, I study every day, but I still can't speak." And I asked him, "But do you talk out loud?" His answer? "No, I'm waiting until I'm ready." Guess what? That's the trap. Waiting kills your progress.
Oof, I've heard that too. So many learners think they need to be perfect before they open their mouth. But here's the truth. You become fluent by speaking, not before speaking.
So in this episode, we're going to break that wall. We'll show you why English becomes easy when you just start talking and how you can do it today, with no fear.
Let's dive in and make English feel natural, fun, and yes, easy.
So let's start with the big question. Why do so many people think English is hard?
Oh, great question. I think one of the biggest reasons is the fear of making mistakes. People are afraid of being judged, of sounding wrong or funny.
Yeah, and that fear stops them from speaking at all. But think about it. How did you learn your first language? Did you worry about grammar when you were a baby?
Haha, not at all. We just said whatever we could. Mama, water, play, and little by little we got better. But when we learn English, we suddenly become afraid to speak.
Right. Another reason people think English is hard is because they compare themselves to others. They see someone speaking fluently on YouTube or Instagram and think, "Wow, I'll never speak like that."
Yeah, but they don't see the practice behind that fluency. They don't see the months or years of speaking every day. Comparison only creates pressure.
Exactly. And here's another one, grammar overload. Many learners think, "I need to learn all the grammar rules first." But that's not true. Grammar is important, yes, but it doesn't make you fluent by itself.
Totally. I've met people who can explain grammar better than native speakers, but they still can't have a basic conversation. Why? Because they never practice talking.
And let's not forget vocabulary obsession. Learners try to memorize 1,000 new words, but they never use them. So they forget them, and then they say, "English is hard."
Exactly. English starts to feel heavy, complicated, stressful, but really it's just about shifting the way we think about learning.
Yes. So if you've been thinking English is hard, don't worry, you're not alone. We all feel that way at some point.
But here's the good news, it gets easier the moment you open your mouth and start speaking.
Coming up next, we're going to talk about how that simple act speaking can totally change your English journey. All right, now let's talk about something powerful, a mindset shift. This is the moment when everything changes. The big idea? Speaking makes English easier, not the other way around.
Yes, many learners wait until English feels easy. Then they plan to start speaking. But that's backwards. The truth is, the more you speak, the easier English becomes.
Exactly. It's like learning to ride a bicycle. You can read a book about bikes, watch videos, or study diagrams. But until you actually ride, you won't learn balance.
Same with English. You can learn grammar rules and vocabulary, but until you use them in conversation, they won't stick in your brain.
And here's the science behind it. Your brain creates stronger connections when you speak out loud. You hear the words, feel the movement of your mouth, and remember better.
Right. Listening and reading are important, of course, but speaking gives your brain that full experience, like connecting all the wires together.
Let me give you a quick example. I had a student named Arif. He was great at writing, reading, even understanding English movies. But he couldn't speak because he never practiced speaking. He was waiting to be ready. Then one day I told him, start talking for just 3 minutes a day, no grammar, no pressure, just speak. And in 2 weeks, he already felt more confident. By month 2, he was speaking naturally.
I love that. It proves one thing: speaking is practice, not performance. You don't need to be perfect, you just need to get your mouth moving.
Yes, and it's not about being fancy or using big words. Start with simple phrases like, I like this, I go to work, I want to learn. Over time, your sentences will grow naturally.
And something magical happens when you stop worrying and just speak. You start enjoying English. You laugh at mistakes, you feel progress, and suddenly, English isn't hard anymore.
That's the mindset shift we want all our listeners to have. Don't wait for fluency to speak. Speak, and fluency will follow.
Beautifully said, brain. All right, coming up next, let's talk about what really happens when you just start talking. So now that we've talked about shifting your mindset, let's get into the fun part. What actually happens when you just start talking in English?
Oh, so many good things happen. First of all, your confidence starts to grow. You realize, hey, I can do this. I don't need to be perfect to speak.
Yes, and even if you make mistakes, guess what? You survive, you smile, you keep going. And that builds emotional strength, which is super important in language learning.
Here's the second thing. Your fluency starts to develop naturally. When you speak, your brain starts finding words faster. Your sentences start flowing. Even your grammar improves not by studying it, but by using it.
Totally. Speaking is like working out. The more you do it, the stronger your English muscles become. You don't even notice the change at first, but suddenly you're able to hold a 2-minute conversation, then 5 minutes, then 10.
Exactly. You also start to feel more comfortable with the language. Things don't feel scary anymore. You don't freeze when someone says, hello. You respond.
Let's try something fun, brain. Let's show our listeners what it sounds like when a learner starts simple and builds confidence.
Great idea. Okay, let's do a little before and after. Here's a beginner-style sentence. I go market. I buy food.
Okay, very simple, very direct. And now, after practicing for a while, it might sound like, I went to the market yesterday and bought some food.
See? Same idea, but it's growing. That's what speaking every day can do. You build fluency step by step.
And don't forget, when you speak, you also start thinking in English. That's a game changer. You stop translating. You start feeling the language.
So true. And that's the secret sauce. When you talk, you train your brain to think in English. And suddenly, English doesn't feel like a school subject. It becomes a part of you.
So, to everyone listening, even if your English is simple right now, that's okay. Just talk. Talk to yourself, to a friend, to your phone. It all helps.
Coming up next, we're going to share a real learner story, someone just like you who made real progress just by talking a little every day. All right, it's story time, and this one is super inspiring. Let me tell you about a learner named Sarah from Turkey. She used to watch all our episodes, but she never spoke a word of English out loud.
I remember Sarah. She left a comment a few months ago saying, I understand everything, but I freeze when I try to speak. So relatable, right?
Totally. So I replied, and gave her one simple challenge. Speak English out loud for just 2 minutes every day. Don't worry about mistakes. Just talk.
And guess what? She accepted the challenge. At first, she spoke to herself in front of a mirror. Just short phrases like, "Today I feel happy," or "I like coffee."
Yep. And after 1 week, she sent us another message. I feel more confident already. I even spoke to a tourist in English, and it felt amazing.
That's the power of starting small. She didn't wait for a perfect day or a big vocabulary. She started talking, and English started getting easier for her.
Exactly. And now, 3 months later, Sarah sends us voice messages full of energy, full of real English. She makes small mistakes, but she speaks with confidence.
That's all we want for our listeners to take that first step like Sarah did. Because when you speak, you grow. When you hide, you stay stuck.
So let Sarah's story inspire you. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to begin. And the rest will follow.
Coming up next, we'll share simple tips you can use today to start speaking confidently, even if you're alone. All right, brain, it's time to get practical. Let's give our listeners some easy, real-life tips they can use today to start speaking English.
Yes! And the best part is these tips don't require a classroom, a teacher, or even a partner. Just you and a little bit of courage.
Tip number 1, talk to yourself in English. Sounds funny, but it works. Look around and describe what you see. For example, "This is my phone. It's on the table. I'm drinking tea."
Yes! Talk about your day like a diary, but out loud. You can say, I woke up at 7. I brushed my teeth. I feel tired today. Simple, natural, and so powerful.
Tip number 2, use the mirror technique. Stand in front of a mirror and speak for 2 to 3 minutes. Watch your face, your lips, your eyes. This builds confidence and helps with pronunciation too.
Tip number 3, repeat after native speakers. Choose a short clip from a movie, podcast, or YouTube video. Listen, pause, and repeat out loud. Match their tone, speed, and rhythm.
Yes, even repeating one sentence like, "How are you doing today?" 5 times can train your tongue and brain to work together.
Tip number 4, record yourself. Open your phone. Hit record. And speak for 1 minute. Talk about your day, your favorite food, anything. Then listen to yourself. You'll notice where you're strong and where you can improve.
That's one of my favorite techniques. And don't be shy, you don't need to share it. It's just for you. But wow, it helps you grow fast.
Tip number 5, use voice apps or language exchange tools. Apps like HelloTalk, Tandem, or even WhatsApp voice notes with a friend can help you start small conversations in English.
You can also find someone learning your language and do an exchange. 5 minutes in English, 5 minutes in your native language.
And here's a bonus tip. Start every day with a simple English sentence. When you wake up, say, "Today will be a good day. I will speak English." It sets your mind in English mode.
Love that. It's like programming your brain to think and speak in English right from the morning.
So don't wait. Use these tips today and remember, you don't have to speak for an hour. Even 2-3 minutes a day can lead to real results.
Coming up next, I've got a little challenge for our listeners. Something fun, simple, and perfect to start speaking right now. All right, listeners, it's challenge time. If you've been listening and waiting for the perfect moment to speak English, this is it. Right now. No excuses.
I'm ready, Anna. What do you have for them?
Okay, here's the challenge. Speak 3 sentences in English out loud right after this podcast ends. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be your voice. Are you ready?
Ooh, I love this. And if someone's thinking, what should I say? We've got you covered.
Here are 3 simple examples. You can repeat these or make your own. 1. Today I'm learning English with Brain and Anna. 2. English is easy if I just start talking. 3. I'm not afraid of making mistakes anymore.
So good. Say them with energy, with belief, even with a smile. And if you want, record yourself and listen back. Or send it to a friend who supports your English journey.
And if you're brave, leave your sentence in the comments under this episode or video. We'd love to hear what you come up with.
Remember, speaking is a habit. Start small, but start today. All right, time to bust a big myth that stops so many learners from speaking. And that myth is, I need to learn more vocabulary before I can start speaking.
Oh yes, we hear this all the time. Learners say, I don't know enough words. I'll speak when I know more. But here's the truth. You don't need 1,000 words to start talking. You just need 50 to 100 useful ones.
Exactly. It's not about how many words you know, it's about how you use the words you already know. Let's do a quick demo.
Okay, let's take just 5 simple words. I want to go school. Now watch this. I want to go to school. I don't want to go to school. Do you want to go to school? I want to go to a new school.
Boom! Just 5 words, and you've got multiple useful sentences. That's real English, real communication.
So instead of collecting more words like trophies, start using what you already know. Speak with them, play with them, build sentences.
Yes, and the more you speak, the more words you naturally remember, because now you're not just memorizing, you're living the language.
So let's break that myth today. You don't need more words, you need more talking.
Coming up next, it's motivation time. We're going to remind you why your voice matters and why you can do this. All right, listener, this is your moment. If you've been doubting yourself, thinking, maybe I'm not good enough, or English is too hard for me, let me remind you of something powerful. You're already doing it. You're learning. You're growing. You're showing up.
Yes, and that means you are braver than most. You didn't give up. You didn't say it's too late. You pressed play. You listened. And now you're ready to speak.
Remember, fluency doesn't come from being perfect. It comes from being consistent, from showing up every day and saying, I will try, I will speak, I will grow.
Every single person who speaks English fluently today once started with one word, just like you. They made mistakes. They forgot words, but they didn't stop.
So don't let fear win. Don't wait until you feel ready. The truth is, you become ready by starting.
You've got this. You're not alone. We believe in you. And more importantly, we want you to believe in yourself.
English is easy. When you speak with heart, when you keep it simple, when you stop trying to be perfect, and just start talking.
Let your voice be your teacher. Let your mistakes be your lesson. Let your courage be your superpower.
Coming up next, let's wrap things up with our final thoughts and action steps for today. All right, let's quickly review what we talked about today. The biggest truth is, English becomes easy the moment you start talking. No more waiting. No more overthinking.
Yes, change your mindset from I need to be perfect to I will speak and improve. Remember, mistakes are part of the journey. They help you learn faster.
We also shared simple tips to get started today. Talk to yourself, use the mirror, repeat after native speakers, record your voice, and use language apps.
And most importantly, take our challenge. Speak just 3 sentences right now. It's small, but powerful.
If you keep speaking every day, your confidence will grow, your fluency will improve, and English will feel natural and fun.
So start talking, start now, and watch how easy English can be.
Thanks for joining us on this episode. We're proud of you for taking steps toward your English goals.
See you next time on the English Learning Podcast. Keep speaking, keep shining.
Thanks so much for listening to today's episode of the English Learning Podcast. We hope you feel inspired to just start talking.
If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share with your friends who want to learn English too.
And please leave a comment. Tell us how your speaking challenge went, or share your own tips and stories. We love hearing from you.
Also, stay tuned for our next episode where we'll dive even deeper into fun ways to practice speaking every day.
Until then, keep speaking, keep learning, and remember, English is easy when you just start talking.
See you soon. Bye.